Alright, you Vinegar Strokes. Welcome to the Week 3 special game day edition of the Newark Cows Fantasy, whatever the fuck you want to call this video. We're going to go ahead and dive right on in. So Week 2 was not a good one for me, falling to 1-1. After a strong Week 1 performance, my team unilaterally sucked. But the good news is I'm making some changes. I'm looking forward to a good game today. Coming back, I lost to Eric, who stepped up to 2-0. Team's looking really strong. The biggest problem that Eric has is, other than Gronk, Julio, and the Rapist, it's really just a big question of who else is going to step up and whether or not they're going to be on his bench or in his starting lineup. He's gotten a lot of performance, but not necessarily sure where it's going to come from. He's going up this week against Becker, who is also 2-0, thanks to a Week 2 Kirch matchup, which we'll get to more in a moment. Becker was in a weird position where his bench actually outscored his starters by 30 points, which is in a good position to be. Dante Moncrief looks strong on the bench. I still like that pickup. Although Andre Johnson's hopefully going to wake up for me this week, and we'll get that. We'll kind of limit Moncrief's touches and move those over to my team, which would be nice. Becker beat Kirch last week, like I mentioned, and Kirch, I want to stay positive, but it's really hard to do. Both your starters and your bench combined for less points than the next lowest score last week. I want that to sink in really quickly, that even with, I don't know, what do we have, 14, 16 players overall, you still couldn't have won. Holy shit. Alshon Jeffries, who you started despite being out and put up 0 points, wasn't even the worst player on your team. You had 5 people that were worse than your kicker, who only put up 5 points, mind you. I mean, I guess that's what happens when only one of your 3 wide receivers are healthy. It does make it tough to put a lineup in. But hey, at least you got Le'Veon Bell starting in Week 3, so that's something going for you. And, you know, you're going to need him going against Mikey T. Although Mikey T's cowboy-heavy offense is hurting, he's still going to be better than you, Kirch. I mean, fuck. But hey, I'm sure Mikey T's feeling strong with Blake Bortles. So when I think of a savior quarterback, I think of Blake Bortles. Mikey T did just lose to Hoofy, who had the high score last week. Pretty easy math, though. Peyton do good, Brian do good. So we'll see how that goes. It's I mean, I guess there are worse people to kind of tie yourself to for the season, just so long as you don't need wins near the end of the year when Peyton's getting old and broken. Let's see, Brian is going up against Matt, and Matt, man, team is plagued by injury, just Q's and D's and P's all over your team. But hey, at least you've got some people that are questionable now. There was a lot of outs and doubtfuls earlier in the week, but man, it just stinks having D'Angelo Williams, the #1 ranked running back so far this year, who's obviously going to take a big hit with Le'Veon Bell coming back in. I would recommend that you hit the waiver wire hard and pick up all those players that Kirch is ignoring. Matt did lose last week to Mr. Ambrosina, who fought through the wedding hangover and managed to win. And look at you, Micah, this week. You finally put a defense in. I know that we've had this line used before, but defenses don't just win championships. They help win individual games, too. So, good to see you still going strong on your honeymoon and keeping an eye on the league. And obviously your wide receiver core looks really good with that OBJ Brown combination. I think it's more fun to say that way. Let's see. It looks like Micah is going to be playing Pat this week. Pat actually may even want to take out his defense and just go with the 0, because Pat's another person that had a negative score from his defense last week. And also really rough time with your running backs. Just all banged up as well. A lot of injuries there. It's always a sad state of affairs when you have to put a New England second-string running back in. But hey, at least Demaryius Thomas woke up and put up almost as many points as Jordan Matthews for you last week. So that's a good thing. Let's see. That leaves us with Mark. Birthday weekend. Unfortunately, about to fall 1 and 2 because no birthday gifts from me as far as a win goes. Obviously, you can't be happy to see McFadden stepping up and marginalizing your #2 pick. But hey, your #1 pick, Adrian Peterson, #1 overall. It's good to see him put some points up for you. He's already moved up to the 85th highest scoring player in our league this year. Whew. Good use of that first pick. But anyway, guys, that's what I've got. I'm looking forward to good day games, and I will see you Vajumix later. Peace.